name, my given name. Talk to Tee Keat, certainly you can interpret it as a session where you could communicate with me, and I'm prepared to be an active listener. And perhaps, if I may, describe this as a people's initiative aimed at listening to the people's woes, problems, or areas of concerns voiced by the people, and being one of the many elected representatives in our parliament, I think this is part and parcel of my job. And today I'm here not as a transport minister. Neither do I come here as the MCA president, but rather I'm here as your Wakil Rakyat. And Wakil Rakyat, or people's representative, or a legislator, in fact, we shouldn't confine ourselves within the bounds of political boundaries or political constituencies. So that's why today I'm here prepared. I'm prepared to listen, and also at the same time, end of the day, well, I'm quite confident and optimistic that there would be something productive or fruitful be churned out from the discussion, from questions you raise, and I'm prepared to be your spokesman, perhaps, in the various occasions, including the cabinet.
So, there will be forums or dialogue sessions organized. Now, what will the content of these forums be?
Well, the contents of the forum would certainly be entirely at the discretion of our stakeholders. It's not me who dictate what it should be or what it should not be, but rather that it should be something from the people. From the people, for instance, like today, this is the very first session, and we are here to brainstorm, we are here to share our concerns, our problems, or even our woes in the SME sectors. And I would love to see that, sometimes, who knows, maybe there might be some very brilliant ideas coming from you. And there might be some ideas brought up by some of our stakeholders. I always believe in any attempt to think out of the box. And that would certainly be a pleasant surprise to everybody.
So on that note, will these forums be open to the public as well, and can anyone join in?
Well, as it is now, we have to respect the wishes of our stakeholders. Because today, as I could see, the session is going to focus more on the concerns of the SME operators, operators or the entrepreneurs, and there might be cases where the stakeholders themselves, they would like to have a closed door session where no host bar would be the order of the day, and there might be occasions where the stakeholders may want to invite outsiders to come in and share their experience or to share their views. So to me, it shouldn't be a problem, because prior to this, I had such an experience in reaching out to the commoners, or rather my constituents, not in this kind of setup or ambience, but rather even in coffee shop. I am prepared to listen, and I did it.
But do you think the participants, though, will stick to the topic that's been decided, and in this case, Malaysia's economic progress, or will they start curing you on other issues affecting the country? How are you going to deal with this?
On the one hand, of course, we need to play by ears. But on the other hand, I think I'm quite confident that our people here, they are here today with their specific, with their mindset more on areas of priorities and concerns related to their industries or related to their bread and butter issues.
So if there are any other questions apart from this for me?
Well, I think we can anytime we can anytime bring them back to the subject matter. Because I presume we have ample opportunities to address other problems.
This is an additional question for me, but based on the response, the feedback, and of course some of the suggestions that you obtain, and this would be put in a white paper into the cabinet. How effective is this move going to be?
Whether in the form of white paper or not, or green paper, well, certainly that is what I call just one of the many avenues through which we can reach out to the decision makers at the top level of the government. What is important now is we need to listen to the people, and also at the same time we need to work out the solution. It's not just listening plus following up and following through, and then at the same time convey the messages to the decision makers. And perhaps some of us here might be more concerned about the effectiveness of initiating changes to the policy, changes to the mindset of the people.
So, Talk to Tee Keat is a campaign you find as the most effective platform for all of these at this moment?
I wouldn't call this a campaign, but rather I would call this an initiative. Campaign, normally you could see that a campaign like an electioneering campaign, that is confined within certain time span. But in this case, Talk to Tee Keat, let me put it to you candidly that even 2 years ago, in my own constituency, we did the same thing, but we don't call it Talk to Tee Keat. Sesi Sembang Sembang. Sesi Sembang Sembang in Bahasa Malaysia. And to certain people, to certain segments of my constituency, my constituents, I have to speak different lingo, including even Cantonese or Mandarin. So it all depends on the needs.
So I suppose, YB, that apart from the people also giving their feedback, it is also a platform for you to clear the air on a lot of issues pertaining to not only your portfolio, but to your position in the party?
Not so much on party position or party related matters or ministry matters, but I'm here to listen to the people's problems. That's why I call it a people's initiative.